In this lesson, we're going to be learning Perfect by Ed Sheeran. The song is in 12/8, so different time signature. Very similar to 6/8, really, just longer phrases. And you need to have a capo at the first fret if you want to play it in tune with the original recording. So not a lot of chords here. In fact, we're seldom even playing a full chord in the traditional sense of fingering a full chord, like a G. It has a kind of a pedal tone thing that goes throughout. But the basic chords are G, E minor, C, and D throughout the entire tune. And then we have an interesting arpeggiated descending arpeggio down during the little breaks and at the end. That's the most challenging part of the tune, really. So it's kind of finger picked, and there is a solo. We'll be covering that as well. So song starts off right away with the verse. So let's get into what that is. So we got our capo at the first fret, and the first chord is G, but you don't really need to strum a full G. Your third finger is going to go on a third fret, 1, 2, 3, from the capo, third fret, on the B string, and you're going to be picking G and B strings together throughout almost the entire tune. And I'm just picking that with my first and second finger together. So 12/8, it's in 12/8, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's kind of how you would count each bar. So the first bar, or in the verse, the first eighth note is played with a bass note. So your bass note is G, so third fret, E string. So it's those three together. E string, G string, B string. And then you're going to continue to pick the B and G strings together. Like that. And then the next chord is E, and all you're going to do is take your finger off and play the same G and B string notes with the low E as your bass. And then you're going to go to C on the third fret of the A string. And then we're going to go to D. And you'll see we had a D sus4 in there, but let me play what the verse sounds like first. Okay, so that's the verse. So the first three bars are pretty self-explanatory. When you get to the D, you play a regular D, and you're going to pluck all four strings, D, G, B, and E strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to do a quick hammer on to the fourth fret of the E string with your pinky, making it a D sus4. And then pick 3 times. And then back to D. And he plays with this D to D sus4 a lot throughout the tune, but that bar is. So that whole first verse. Okay, that's the first part of the first verse. Then it's going to basically do the same exact thing again, except this time when you get to D, there's a stop before we go in the pre-chorus. So you have G, nothing different here. E minor 7, nothing different there. C, it's actually a C sus2. When you get to the D, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So it's, and then you stop there. So it's 3 eighth notes on the D, 3 on the D sus4, and then the D. So, and then we're into the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is similar, very similar, little bit different changes. We have a little bit more in the bass going on. So we have G. that's one bar. If you notice where I hit the bass notes, so it's on the 7th and 8th 8 notes. I'm sorry, the 6th and 7th 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So then E, then C. Same thing on all these. Now here it changes a little bit. We're gonna go half the bar to G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D. And that little thing to D sus4 is a little different there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to D. So and then that's gonna repeat again. Except when you get to the D the second time, it does what it does in the verse with the stop. So the whole pre-chorus sounds like this. And then we're into the chorus. Same type of feel in the chorus, just it changes a little faster. So each chord is just half a bar. And it's just E minor 7, and the same kind of bass movement, except you're gonna move from one note to the next. So it's bass C, bass G, bass D. And the D is a whole bar, but the last half of the bar is the D sus4. And you just repeat this 4 times. So it's E minor 7, bass C, So that was a whole chorus. Obviously I was playing a little slower. So pretty simple. It's all these parts kind of have the same feel. So after that comes probably the most challenging part of the song, which is this little instrumental break in between the chorus and the verse. It sounds like this. And then we're back into another verse. So that, you're going to go way up here and play like you were playing. If you know your bar chords, it's basically a dominant 7 bar chord, but we got 11th fret, we're barring from the A string down to the high E string, and then you're going to play 13 on the D and 13 on the B string. So you're going to pluck. The whole thing, the plucking is A string, D string, B string. So you're going to go. Then you're going to move just your first finger back and move your, put your second finger on the 11th fret of the B string. So we have 10, 13, 11. So we have. Then you're going to come back here and play like a minor 7 chord shape. So we got 8, 10, 9. Then we're going to come back a whole step and play the same shape we started with. Then go back another whole step and play the same shape there twice. And then you just come back up here to this root note on the, well, it'd be 5th fret from the capo or 6th fret, depending on how you look at it. So we have. You just let that note ring. Okay, and that's going to come back around at the end. So those are really all the parts. You have another verse, another pre-chorus, another chorus. Then you have a solo, and we'll come back to that in a second. So the only other part really is the very, very end, and at the last chorus, there's a chorus kind of tag where he kind of repeats a line. So the last chorus, so it's E, that's how it ends. That's that chorus tag. So it's just a bar of C, then D, and then you have this line again. And that's how it ends. That last little part is just an arpeggiated D chord. So the first 3 notes, and then the hammer on up to the D sus4, then hit the low note again, play a G. So and that's it for the basic parts of the tune. So let's go back to the solo now. It's a real short solo, just a couple phrases. So it starts with an open D. So that's the whole solo right there. So open D, hammer on 2nd fret, then open G, 2nd fret. Then you're going to slide from 2 to 4. Then you're going to go, pick the 4 again, slide back to 2. So pick the 4, slide back to 2, open G, then you can put 2 again, and then slide up to 4, back to 2, and open real quick. So it's. So that's the first part. The second part starts the same way, but now we have a series of double stops. So you're going to play 2 and 1 together on the G and B strings, slide up to 4 and 3, then you're going to slide back the same way you came, pull off, and then play 1, 2 again. Then you're going to slide, you're going to kind of fret the 2nd fret together with your 2nd and 3rd finger. You're going to slide up to the 5th fret, then hit that again, then play your 4 and 3, slide back to 1 and 2, and then do 2 hammer-ons there. So. So hopefully you're with me so far. If you're getting lost, just refer to the tab. And then it's just open G, 4th fret, D string. So let me play the whole solo one time slow so you can see what I'm doing. And that's the whole solo. So there you have it. That's all the parts of Perfect by Ed Sheeran.